Streaming. Alright, so it looks like the stream is starting. Boom! We're live! Our health is yellow, but we're here. Welcome. So today, goals in this behind the screen stream is working on some stuff. Now you might see Underdark here in the titles, and then this one just says cave, but we were working on this last week. So this is something I've been working on, and yes, it's Underdark, and these names might give you some idea of something. Hopefully the handwriting isn't too bad. They're not great, but they're not terrible. Anyway, we're going to be working on this stuff today, and if we get the time, we are going to write a bit in it. So the plan is Durgar, and like a Durgar city. So I have my handy dandy Wacom tablet ready to go so we can draw all this fun stuff. And let me just make sure, yep, the privacy on this stream is public because we still don't have any Patreon subscribers, so we'll probably do one or two more of these as public, and then I might stop and not do these until we actually have Patreon members. Because this actually takes some time to set up. I gotta get all the stream stuff ready, I gotta pull this out of the storage room, all that fun stuff. Anyway, let's get into this, shall we? Okay, so here's the goal, and don't mind any misspellings. I am a terrible speller. I basically just suck at everything, in short. So let's do the, not a blue, maybe like a reddish color. Just so we can see what we're working with here. Brush size, that's what I want. Okay. This is going well. And if you're interested in what brush I'm using, it's this Ultimate Inking Thicken something. It probably says it here. Nope. Well, it's that brush. I have no idea if it just comes with Photoshop or if it like detects if you have a Wacom tablet and then does it. I don't know how that works exactly, but I have it. And I didn't buy anything, so positives. I just realized as well I don't have any music going. I like to listen to music while I'm doing this stuff. So maybe I'll launch up Spotify here really quick and get some music going. I'm gonna just do that after I finish coloring this bit in. Make this brush a bit bigger. There we are. And just like color in the mass and then just get the fine points by pressing real light down. Letting the pen do the work. Alright. So I'm taking a class right now and we get to work with Cintiqs. And that is awesome because I can actually look at what I'm drawing. And it's amazing. Alright. We got Spotify open. What do I want to listen to? Let's actually do some of my D&D playlists. D&D Eerie. I'm always a fan of D&D Eerie. Always come back to it. There we go. Unwing by Invadable Harmony? Unwavering. I can read. It's fine. Anyway. So, these are like districts in this Duragar settlement. I didn't like read too much on Duragar because well, really because I didn't want to. But really, I had a pretty good idea. So if you've ever read the like book, I think it's the Homeland series or the Dark Elf series. It follows Drizzt or Driz Do'Urden, and it takes place in an underdark city called Menzoberranzan. It's fantastic. Highly recommend those books. I read the first one. I'm gonna start the second one pretty soon. But right now I'm reading through. God, what book am I reading through? In the meantime, I'm going to turn this down a touch. There we go. Right now I'm reading through Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. It's fantastic, especially if you're interested in mythology at all, especially Norse mythology, because kind of what it focuses on. But if you like that sort of stuff at all, I'd definitely give it a read because it's very interesting. Especially if like you mainly know like the stories from the comics or the movies with Thor in them, so like all the Marvel comics and Marvel movies. If you only know that stuff, it's going to be really cool. But even if you know a bit about Norse mythology like I did when I started, it's still very fascinating. Like I didn't know how Thor got Mjolnir, which is his hammer, nor how Odin got Gungnir, his spear. Um, it's very interesting. Very interesting. It's really good, honestly. I could not recommend that book highly enough. Um, and if you look at my posts on Reddit, I found this cool like icon for Mjolnir, and I tweaked it a bit, put it in Photoshop, gave it a black background, and posted it on r/AMOLED backgrounds, and it got quite a bit of attention, which was really cool. It was the most attention any of my posts have gotten on Reddit, which is always fun to see. Anyway, so Dungeons and Dragons. I'm actually really excited because later today at, let me think, 6:30, so in 6.5 hours, I am going to go and play with JJ and some other people, some of our friends, some of his friends, some of my friends, and we're going to play. It sounds like a lot of people, but I think there are only going to be like 5 players. But we're going to play some D&D. It is going to be his first time DMing. Like, he's DM'd some one-shots, but as far as I'm aware, his first time DMing. So that's going to be a ton of fun, and I get to play. Now, I play in one group already, but I will never turn down an opportunity to play some D&D. Like, I would turn down some DMing stuff because I just don't have the time. I DM Dice Quest, I DM another group, and it honestly, for a while there I was DMing three groups, but that one game that we were playing was Kids on Bikes, and that ended last week. So JJ is now DMing and actually Dungeons and Dragons. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know what I'm playing yet because JJ has made all of our characters. And from what I understand, we're going to start with like amnesia or something. We don't quite remember who we are. So he has made all of our characters, and we're going to see what we play. He did ask us all for like stuff we do not want to play at all. Like anything that we don't want to play. And like what we would like to play, but like in general terms. So I said something charismatic because I haven't done a charismatic character yet. And currently, I'm playing my Goliath Barbarian, intelligence of 6, who just runs into fights and is the tank of the group. Don't get me wrong, that's a ton of fun, but it gets old after a little while. I want something different, basically. I don't want to be playing the Barbarian every time. I want to stretch my roleplay muscles a bit. Okay. We're nearly done with this coloring in. This coloring in as well is just to like distinguish it from the background. Because like as you can see that, like you're not entirely sure what that is, but with a bit of color, you can more easily tell, I think, that it's not like a rock. Like these are rocks blocking paths, and these are like entrances to the city. And some rocks, some rivers, a lake. Oh, I wanted to put a few islands in here. Maybe I'll just do one. I don't know. We'll figure that out on a sketch layer. Right down here, that sketch layer. We'll figure it out, but this map is coming together. I started this on Tuesday, I believe. No, I started it yesterday, Wednesday. And I was working on it in class because I got done what I needed to, and in every art class I've taken at least, when you finish with what you're supposed to be doing, you just go on to what you want to do, your projects. So I did that. The teacher had no problems with it, which was awesome. Shouldn't really say teacher, they're professors. They went to school for stuff. I don't know. I don't teach. Anyway, there's that done. Yeah, I want to get the names in here. Let's zoom in a bit. Lasso. Boom. Copy. Zoom out. Paste. Okay. Okay. White Coppers. I think that's actually a really cool name for dwarves. Surname, at least. The White Copper Clan. Right. The Red Golds. I'm really happy with that R as well. Like, that is a solid R. Ooh. This playlist is amazing as well. I know none of you can hear it, but it's really good. I highly recommend listening to it. It's just called D and D Erie, I believe. It might be DN. Where's my mouse? There it is. It's D and D Erie. Created by Johnny Ashton. 44 songs, 2 hours, 7 minutes. And the description is, this playlist is designed for those moments of mystery and dread. And it's so good. I do love me some eerie tunes. It's just good. Looks like the song I'm listening to now is from Devil May Cry. So like definitely not suitable for streams or like videos or anything, but it's alright if you're just playing some D&D with your friends, not recording or anything, and you just want a bit of eerie music. I like am a huge proponent of music in games as well. Like especially D&D. Because D&D is one of those that you're sitting there for a few hours and it just helps to have music. Especially like players that aren't doing anything. I try to be as engaged as possible, but some days that's just not happening, you know? Everyone has those days, it's fine. But the music kind of lets those players stay not engaged, but more so than they would be if there was no music. They'd just be talking to each other like there's no tomorrow. But with a bit of music, they'll be focusing on the music, at least in my experience. And as soon as you want them to snap back to the game, they're there. They're ready. Um, Plus, it's always fun when you get to hear like your favorite song in the playlist and you're like, yes, finally, I can beat people up to this song. It's great. Um, all right. Ebenhammer. I'm just kind of placing these randomly, like, see where they kind of work. And Fireheart. I'm really happy with this F as well. So this final map, this one, when it's finished, will go up on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, if they end up coming here, which I think they will. I need to read a few monsters, but I think they will. Let's put a mask on here, brush. There we go. All right. Let me actually read that really quick. Pop open the monster manual, and let's give a monster a read, shall we? And by read, I really mean just like quickly look at the Durgar stat block. 122. Went a little over, ended up in Drow, but that's alright. Durgar. Actually, they might survive this, you know. Not survive. But they might manage to not come down here, which will be interesting, for sure. But I guess there's only one way to find out. So, if you count, I only made 7 of these names. Oops. Only 7. But here, there are 9. There are 2 more we didn't do. That is for a reason. Let me just grab all these, put them in a thing. Put it above the districts. Okay, sketch layer. Come to me, sketch layer. And if you see, I've, like, sketched out all the districts as well. Just so I could kind of figure out where I wanted things. But let's actually turn up the opacity. It's X and I to kind of grab that color again. And then we want this brush for our sketch layer. Yeah. All right, cool. And we'll put this back in black. Hopefully this will show up on, let's actually put the sketch layer above everything. Oh, it's black, that's why. Yeah, that shows up. Cool. All right, so here's what I want to do with Island. Let's zoom in again. All right, Island. So I want it to be small and also kind of round, kind of match the like cobblestoney look of the districts. So like not perfectly round, but like rounder than like just a block of stone. If that makes sense. So just getting a rough shape in. Actually, that's a bit too small. I want like, if we did like 5 of those, it might work, but I don't really want to do 5. Partly because that's a lot. It almost seems like too much going on. But if we do like one big one and then like a few smaller ones out here, let's do like 3 here, like kind of almost leading. Actually, if we do one more. Kind of like that. Let's move this one there. All right, so we have that, so it's kind of like leading you this way. Like you start here, then you head that way. Let's do something similar over here. I want them bigger as they get closer as well, so let's do something like that. There we go. And then just some like tiny ones out here. And one more right here. There we go. Let's move this one. Control, that's what I wanted. There. Alright, that looks good. Let's go back into our rock layer, switch our brush to this one. Yep. And instead of the size changing depending on our pen pressure, I want it the same throughout. I want it constant. Alright, so oh, I also want a certain amount of smoothing. Not like overly smooth, but in there. 54, that works. Let's make a little dent there. And carry on. Skip over here. Should really be taking full advantage of this rotate feature here. Very handy. There we go. And some rocks. Some like outcroppings. These are probably actually just going to look like blobs of black if we're not careful. Let's do this. Let's shrink the pen size down. So it's still like you still get that it's an island, but you don't get like the blob of black syndrome going. I don't know why I said syndrome, but apparently medical disorder. Kind of weird drawing on top of this sketch layer, below this sketch layer rather. One is pretty small. There we are. And then these real small. Just there. You here. You're almost gonna be a blob of black. You're gonna be a little longer, but very narrow. Just gonna be there. This one move there. This one's gonna be the giant of the tiny islands. And this one very small. That one might just be a blob of black, you know. It is. I'm okay with that actually. And this one, let's do a divot, and then here, really wide. You have the same kind of divot, much less pronounced. And this one isn't even that pronounced. just kind of exists. And this one's pretty small. There we are. All right. Let's zoom out. Let's rotate. Oh, that's brush size. Rotate. There we go. All right. So that is the islands done. Now let's just erase that water in there. Yep, this one. Okay. So let's get our eraser out and erase the water on these islands. And I'm thinking here is like where the Duragar come to like worship. They take like little ferries across this lake. And they can come to this island and like worship something. Like some infernal demon. I'm gonna try not to give like what's gonna happen down here away, because that would kind of suck for you guys. If you want to like listen along and get really into it, then I've ruined it for you, and that would suck. So I'm going to do my absolute best not to do that. So I'm just gonna be like, and like, they come here to do this, blah, blah, blah. That's like 1 pixel away from being just a blob of black. Same with this one. And like, when I say small islands, these are massive. Like, not huge, but like hundreds of feet across. Like, this one is probably like 80 feet across. So, like, here. That, like, that is 80 feet this way. $80. I know it's hard to read that, but you guys get it. Whoops. I totally forgot I was on that layer and not on just a blank layer. Did I mess up? I 100% did. Can we... Photoshop. I need to upgrade this computer. Well, it's frozen properly. Like, look, the brush is still existing up here. Hey, that. Okay, we're on the zoom tool. Okay, we got rid of some of our erasing job, but that's all right. We can redo that, no issue. That was weird, that little lag spike. I want to check one thing really quick, but I don't want you guys to see it. My apologies. So I'm just gonna go to a black screen. And, all right. Looks all good. So, I mean, I know you guys saw my face and everything, but like, psh, it's all right. All right. So, islands done. That is looking pretty good. Now let's make a scale and have it somewhat accurate. Pass through. Normal, normal. Okay. That just like the default thing for... I guess it is. Okay. So, I want to make a scale of some kind. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe like I don't know. Let me look up a map of Menzoberranzan, because that's kind of what I'm basing this off of. Um, uh, can I didn't want to Google Menzoberranzan. There we go. Is touch off for this? Oh, no. That's probably why. Map. Okay, is there a scale anywhere? Your Brech, whatever it's supposed to be. Um, Map, here we go. What? I want a scale, in short. I want to see how big this city is. It's tiny. Is there a scale at all? I don't see 100 yards. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So like 1,700 yards roughly. That feels a little big for this. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna pop a new layer here. Libraries. Pull my square grid here. And put this square grid on top of everything, actually. And then do some fancy Photoshop magic. Photoshop magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 33 across. Let me pull up my phone and do some calculators stuffs. So 33 times, they had 100. What if we do half that? 50. That's roughly the same size. Okay, I don't want that. What if we do 20 yards per? That's 660 yards. And what's yards to feet? 3? I think it's 3. I'm gonna look real dumb. That's like 200 feet. Pretty sure it's 3 feet to a yard. Why can't the US switch to metric? Why? It is 3 feet to a yard. Okay. I don't have any water down here. Goodness. Great. Alright, so 3 feet to a yard. I got a text. Please hold. So 3 feet to a yard, and we're at like 2,000 feet. 20 yards to a square. I like that actually. 20 yards to a square. Let's put this below the names. And then like the names we'll put a stroke on. A white stroke. A little bigger. Okay. Oh dear God. Did I really do that? Ah, you, layer 3. You are the offender. We are going to fix you. And to make you look good. Look good for the king. Alright, and then you looked a bit off because I erased you. That's my fault. Brush. That looks good, right? Yeah. Okay. Anything else that looks off while we're here? No. Okay. So, those are done. We'll just write like 10 feet to a square. And then we will put everything outside here in a mask. So the squares on the outside are hidden because squares on the outside don't matter. Sorry if you are a square on the outside, but you don't matter. Okay. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. It's kind of a problem. It's become a problem. Because, like, you know, like, it just gives you so many thoughts, and it's like, oh, what if I do this? It's like, oh yeah, I don't have enough time to do that. This person, their job is literally to record videos of this thing. They have all the time to do this. I have 2 hours. Anyway, I'm getting very, very distracted. Is this even a good idea? What if we put the rock layer above this? There we go. Because that actually looked bad anywhere. Doesn't look like it. That way I can mask and not have to worry about like hiding like any of the bits that overlap, but getting it perfect, you know? Because I am a bit of a perfectionist, as I said in the last stream. So I would want it to look perfect. But I'm also very lazy. And those two clash often. I'd be the weirdest sim in like Sims 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Because it's like lazy, but also perfectionist. Doesn't want to do this. Does it anyway. Gives up halfway through. I don't know. I have like a weird patience when I'm drawing with this Wacom tablet. I don't know. Like I could spend 2 hours just sitting here doing this, and I have done this for like 40 minutes now. And it feels like 40 minutes, but not like in a bad way at all. Like it genuinely could be half that or double that and I'd be fine. It's weird drawing. Like cuz I'm not good at drawing. I'm not going to pretend I am. I'm awful at art. But like I think my like D&D maps are okay. Like could they be better? Yeah, of course. But at the same time, I don't get paid for any of these maps. I do them because, like, as a player, I love to see maps. And as a DM, I love to reference maps. Which is harder podcast-wise because I can't guarantee that everyone has seen the map. So I kind of try to describe the place in its entirety and then go from there. But, like, sometimes I forget and just reference maps. So, like, at least with this, I get to reference a map, and because it's free everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff, like, people can, like, if they're confused, open up Instagram or Twitter if you're not driving. Please don't do that while you're driving. Dear God. Because you could fucking die if you do that. Anyway. Yeah. So, like, if I put this on Instagram and Twitter, it's gonna get like 20 likes on Instagram, 0 on Twitter because I don't think we have any followers on Twitter. It's kind of weird. Like, it's like I have a personal Instagram and personal Twitter. My personal Twitter I made like 2 months ago. And like I don't expect to get any followers from that because I don't post anything. I just like Drawfee people's stuff, like Nathan Yaffe and all those people. Just Drawfee's so much goddamn fun, honestly. But like I just like stuff. I don't post anything because I don't need to post anything. I've never been a huge social media person. Is that weird? Is that weird that someone who like does podcasts and stuff, that I don't like, and like being what am I? Am I Gen Z or millennial? I don't think I'm a millennial. Oh, I have the hiccups now, Jesus. Okay, what's the Okay, Gen Z or Gen Z, depending on where in the world you're from. I'm apparently Gen Z or Z. Um anyway, like is that weird for someone my age to not be into? Cuz like in high school, everyone like was like all about the like followers on Instaface and the Snap book or whatever. I don't care. Like I had my like 20 friends. That was all I needed. Like I'm really close to my friends as well. Like very rarely do me and any of my friends like fall out with each other. We're all really close. Like I would consider most of them to be family, in all honesty, which is really cool. Like if you find people that you're that close with, stay with them. They're worth it. Um I'm kind of on the edge about, okay, what if we put districts above that as well? That work out better? I think it does. I think if we put everything black above the grid, it'll be a lot better. I mean, we've already done that, but okay. I like that. I do. Is there a paste in place in Photoshop? Um Paste special. Okay, there is. Cool. Because I want to do this. Lasso. I want to grab these. I will need to fix this selection in a bit. Let's zoom in here. Lasso. Okay. Is everything here selected that I want to be? It looks like it. And then I also want to select this. Zoom out. Cut. Paste in place. So that way, I can do this. Drop shadow. Okay, I have to do this on my mouse. What was that massive sound about? eBay. The hell? eBay, you're terrible. No, I don't want sound. I want silent for eBay stuff. And don't even notify me about stuff, eBay. Go away. Yeah, Tomska just uploaded something new. That's another. I promise I can speak English. Another thing I am going to watch now. Jesus, I have problems. Noise. I don't want any noise. I want multiply for sure. Want it to be like that way almost. There we go. That just adds a little something, right? I don't know how well you guys can see this in stream. Stream is way behind. Whoa. On stream I'm still like masking the grid. That's crazy. I thought I set this up for like low latency. Yeah. Stream optimizations, low latency. Near real goodness. I might have to switch it to ultra low latency next week. Because that was a while. I'm like on this section right now. That's really weird. Whoa, that's weird. Anyway, I don't have a good name for these two sections. I want it to be like a fighter district and then like a shopping district. Cause like Durgar are slavers. So like I definitely want like the slaving district here and then like like you train to fight here. And then like everyone everyone like works for these 7 families. Literally everyone. So it's like you work with them. If you're sent to be a fighter, you're sent to be a fighter. If you're a slaver, you're a slaver. All that fun stuff. Like kind of like Menzo Baronzon. I'm not like super up to date on the lore. I know those books came out ages ago, but I'm not up to date on the lore of that at all. So, wow, now I'm here. Anyway, so hopefully that like is subtle enough that it looks good, but there enough that it looks good again. Basically, it's a balancing act with the stuff like this. All right, new layer. T. 1 square equals 20 yards. All right. And this place is called Ebenholm. Ooh, or do I want Holm? Holm or Hold? Ebenhold. Ebenholm. I like Ebenhold, actually. I hate how they switched Photoshop. Because it used to be Shift to scale it according to, like, keep it proper. But now Shift does the exact opposite. Why would they change that? Let's put this on a slight tilt. I'm sure there's a way to change it. Like, switch it back. I just don't know how. Okay, let's do a stroke. Okay, and can we go in and do a separate stroke on Ebenhold? Stroke. Yes! So it actually multiplies that stroke. Maybe not multiplies, but like adds it. And if you're wondering about the font, Mrs. Eves, Roman small caps, it's on the like Adobe font thing. It really looks good, and it looks like the title headings in the D&D books, which is why I use it. And then the ones that I use for all the not headings is text gyre bottom. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I'll show it to you briefly. Text gyre bottom. Right here. That's it. It looks good. I like that font. I actually really like both of these fonts. I'm a sucker for small caps. It just looks good. And then a good script font. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. We have 10 minutes left. Let's see if we can crank out a grid on this. So, we're going to go back to our libraries, put this square grid on here, flip it here, and don't hold shift. I always forget. Okay. 5 feet. That's good for 5 feet, actually. Okay. This here. And what we're going to do is select the purple pixels, go here and mask. And then our grid. Huzzah! There. And let's actually add to this mask really quick. Because I've decided I don't want that grid there. I thought I did last week. I was wrong. It's okay, we can change our minds. Let's shrink that down. 35 is enough. Maybe. Smoothing! Get away. Go away. I don't want you anymore. Now, we have done a lot of work in Photoshop today, and we didn't get to too much writing, so I do apologize for that if you were looking forward to it, but you gotta do it sometimes. You gotta map sometimes. I think I'm going to... Here's the real... because I want to... Actually... What if we do a little design? Okay, let's make a new Photoshop document. Let's do letter sized, vertical, yeah. Okay, here we go though. Here's the thing. We're gonna do... Okay, can we boom, boom, and boom. Okay. Also here at 2. Okay, here's the plan. Let's see if we can do this. Brush. Color. Black, please. There. 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 That's actually a pretty good looking M, but that's not what I wanted. I have an idea of what may be going on. Edit, preferences. I think it's in guides and rulers and this thing. Apparently not. Select? It's somewhere. Snapping. Where's snapping? Snap to. Here we go. I don't want guides. I don't want to snap to guides. There we go. Nope. Redo. Redo. Okay. Nope. God, I Photoshop, guys. It's fine. Halfway between. All right, now we rotate this 90-ish degrees. There we go. Whoops. Right there. Fine, whatever. And we do the same thing, but on its side. Okay. There we go. All right, now. Here's the plan. Actually, to select. Let's just do this. Okay, I'm going to do this job with the mouse because it's going to be faster. And we can't duplicate that action over and over again. Okay, but we can do this. Merge layers. Put these here. Right there. Right there. And right here. Okay. Now we merge these layers. Go here. Down to there. And now over. So they're just out of line. Gonna merge these layers. And then do the exact same thing. Now in Illustrator, you can duplicate, which is a godsend. Honestly, it is. God. Why would you not be able to duplicate in this? Real question. Why not Photoshop? Okay. Just one more, and then we're done with this little project. Okay. Merge layers. Okay. Now, copy, paste. Here's the thing. We're gonna pull down the opacity to like 30. Then we're gonna select these pixels, select the inverse, and mask. Click on this layer and then mask. There we go. So we have a neat little background. Let's actually pull up the opacity. Maybe like 50%. Yeah, that looks cool. There we go. We've been live for just under an hour, And we've gotten done everything I wanted to get done. Not necessarily everything I hoped we would get done, but everything I wanted to get done. I wanted to get all these named. I wanted to get these islands in. I wanted to do the grid, figure out scale, name it, all that fun stuff, color in these. And I wanted to get a grid on here and do something for the background other than just a plain gray background. In fact, let's actually do the same thing for this one. Now, we are going to have to rotate. Come on. Come on. Give me that rotate. There we go. Right here. Put this at 50%. Where's our background? You. Select them pixels. Select you and mask. Boom. That actually looks really cool. Not gonna lie. You're the words, you go on top of everything. That looks really cool. I'm really happy, to be honest. This looks fantastic. We should probably put this like there. That looks really good. I'm happy with this. We got quite a bit done today, actually. I know it may not feel like we got a ton done, but we did. We got quite a bit done. Plus now I have this cool little pattern. Can I add you to my library? Yes, I can. I'll rename you in the library to checkerboard background. I saw this like once on a map. I think it was like just a dungeon map, but it was really cool. And like it was a hand-drawn map as well, and I've been trying to like replicate it in like digitally for a long time, and I finally figured out a way today, and it was probably the easiest way, in all honesty, because every other time it looked like too gritty. Like I had done it in Illustrator and it just didn't look right. It looked like I had done it in Illustrator. It looked digital. And it still looks digital, but it's much more handmade now, which is like the charm of it. Like that's the charm of this whole thing. Like it's digital for sure, but it's not like an oval with rectangles shooting off. It's hand drawn digitally. And that like the outline for this is actually hand drawn. But I think I'm gonna actually switch over to this style more and more because it's free. It really just costs me space. And yes, that's how I write my sevens. I've been told it looks like a 2, which, I mean, here's my 2. 2, 7. I, like, I don't get it. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Like, I just kind of pride myself in my handwriting, so it really irritates me when people say like, "Ah, this looks terrible." And like, I admit like some of these don't look great. I will fully admit to that. I could definitely spend some more time on it, and I would, but I'm lazy. And I'm not getting paid for this. This is my, like, this is because this is how I like to DM. Oh god. That was like the weirdest burp I ever had. I inhaled while I burped. Dear god, excuse me, first of all, but that was weird. Let's go ahead and save everything. I'll put that somewhere. But need to figure out where you're saving to, actually. I'll do that off stream, though, because at this point I've taken up an hour and 5 minutes of your time. Thank you for joining me. No one joined me in stream, I don't think, because I do think that one person watching is me. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if it was just kind of boring because it was just all drawing stuff and just me talking about random stuff, I'm sorry, that's kind of what these streams are. And what they're going to be, until someone gives me a better format. So if you didn't like it, think about how I could still get stuff done, but also be more entertaining. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you listen to Dice Quest, thank you for listening. If you don't, why are you watching these streams? I don't know. I've watched some weird stuff on YouTube. Anyway, thank you for watching. And honestly, it's been really good for me because I get work done when I do this stuff. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Put suggestions down in the comments. Email us at dicequestpod@gmail.com if you have suggestions for the podcast or anything else. I am kind of in charge of everything Dice Quest. The Twitter, the Patreon, the YouTube, posting, editing, recording, literally everything. The Reddit. Anyway, I've complained enough. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week when this stream happens again. But you will get to listen to me on Wednesday. Or if you become a Patreon member, then you will get to listen to it on Monday. Because that episode comes out on Monday for Patreon members and Wednesday for everyone. So if you enjoy it, again, thank you. Basically, this is rambling day for me. I'm probably going to do some more map stuff in the future, just because, like, I think it's more fun to watch someone map something than, like, typing out a bunch of stuff. Because at least you get to look at something. I don't know. We will do some writing in future, though, for sure. I was kind of hoping we'd get to some of that today, but not how it worked out. I'm going to end the stream now because I am terrible at ending, as we learned last week. So, thanks for watching, and goodbye.